I'm. There we go. Got it. And. Alright,
Come
10 more minutes.
on.
Is everything.
Off air. Uh, um, Hi, Nathan, it's me, Nickatoons.
Uh. Okay. Hello!
Hey, Nathan!
Meeting will be. Yep, meeting will be beginning in 10 minutes. Or it's 9 minutes now. Just sit tight while I'm hooking everything up. Now it's a big infinite pool right now. But.
Oh, that's okay. I understand that.
Alright. I'm just getting everything together here. Alright, just
Okay.
sit tight. Now just sit and wait for people to show up.
9 people didn't show up. Come on, Nathan.
No,
Do
no,
you
no,
like
no.
this?
No, no, we sit and wait for people to show up. We sit and wait for people to show up now. Just sit and wait. Because
Okay.
I invited the entire crew. And I know more people are coming, so we'll just start at 6 exactly. Well,
Is there
6 my
something wrong
time.
with your? Is
It's
there something wrong with your mic? Is there something wrong with your microphone? It sounds like you're a robot or something. Not being sarcastic, but
yeah.
stirs.
Is there? How about now? Am I coming in clear?
You still sound like a robot for some reason. I'm using my own mic.
Hmm. Let's see if I can. Maybe I'm coming in too high on the intake. Hello, hello, hello. No, that's pretty good. Hmm. I wonder why I sound. Oh, you know what? I think my settings. Ah, here you are. I want. All right, it says default, so I gotta go system preferences. I gotta go to. Where's that nasty sound? Input. That's not supposed to. Hold on.
Well,
That's my bad.
well, that was actually weird. Actually,
That was some music. My bad. I need to
it's okay. Do you like this, Nathan? It's welcome to the first production meeting. I got this XJ9 body using the Anastasia font.
Mm-hmm.
The logo from Mine's Teenage Robot Rebooted and the original show.
Bingo.
Where's everyone at? Oh,
We got some more people.
all right, Mikey.
All right.
All right, we got.
How's my voice sound now? Am I coming in clear? I switched
Uh,
microphone.
well, it's getting there. Yes, it's getting there. I'm recording actually for private use. I'll be uploading this as. Whoa, what was that? Is that Mike? Whatever his name is.
I think it's Mike's screen. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry guys, I had to adjust my mic a little. Well, my speaker a little, so it's going to bleed a little.
Okay.
But yeah, and I think your voice is sounding much clearer now.
Yeah, I switched microphones. I went to my professional one.
Professional, cool.
Here.
Have a problem with the microphone because it keeps slipping off. You know, once I
Mm-hmm.
adjust it, it goes boom, boom. You know, it slips off, and I have to
Yeah.
adjust it. So yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult for me to do this. So, and yeah, guys, it really is messed up. Really messed up.
That's okay. First meeting's always gonna be a bit dodgy.
Yeah, and I'm using the Cricket broadband, so if I lose connection, just hang on a little if I do, and I'll get back on as soon as possible. It's just, yeah, guys,
Yep.
come on. It's just, autism.
All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna get my meeting start thing back up here. Where did that? There it is.
Meeting cam.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
We're waiting for people now.
3 people. We need like 6 more, I think, or at least 8.
Well, we're gonna start exactly at 6. Well, that's 6 my time, and it's 5:56 right now. So 4 more minutes and we should get started.
7:56 on my time. So it'll be 8 o'clock in my time.
Mm-hmm. That'd be.
7 my time.
Hey.
Okay, you kind of sound more like a robot again. Yeah.
I think.
Hey,
I guess it's like. I guess it depends on how far I go back or how close I am to the mic, maybe.
I can't believe it. My Machine's Robot rebooted the final fan-made series. I mean, wow. Working with you guys is just amazing. I already designed a video game villain and a Rain episode villain. I need to scan this in and, you know. Well, I have a digital copy of the digital copy of the thing. Just let me get it real quick. Hold on. There we go. This is the video game villain I designed. So, hope it helps. Guys, are you okay? Guys?
Ugh.
I'm thinking I'm having problems. I keep hearing it. Ugh. I hate that sound. Is it gone? Is it gone? Yeah. Thing. I mean, what was that? Guys? Cricket broadband. I really hate Cricket broadband. 7:59 at my time, and better check. Couple of seconds. Dang, guys, where are you? Guys here? Meeting soon? Oh no, I'm lost. Uh-oh. Nathan? So that's what you look like. I didn't realize that. I have problems with my webcam, so... And because I don't have a webcam, so... Yeah. So, before we get started, this is the video game villain design I created in school. A digital copy from Autodesk Sketchbook Pro 6 kind of thing. So here's the rough design, and here's what I colored. Yeah, I kind of missed some gaps, but at least it's a good thing right now before being redesigned.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm so excited about the first production meeting, and guys, being character designer, it actually makes me feel great. Plus, I have something in mind. Who's entering? Uh, Dylan? I can't see him. Is he doing the chat or something?
Hi.
Chat. First new message. The chat should be up by now. Okay.
Oh, my camera is on the floor, isn't it?
Okay. The chat should be up now. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's what my dad says. How much? So, hi guys. Done. Oh, you're the stripper of the show? Huh? Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome to the first production meeting.
Yeah. Happy about it.
This is Nickatoons, a character designer of My Ninja Robot Rebooted, saying, have a fine meeting time. That's my, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Really, I'm excited. Again, if anyone, Nathan can see this, this is the video game design, the video game villain design I created for the video game episode, the Next Gen console. Yeah, that's really a funny name, actually. I actually did this at school first, before I designed the final one. This is a digital recopy of it. Stupid microphones. Anyways, this is the rough sketch using non-photo blue color palette I created using Autodesk Sketchbook Pro 6, and this is the final color model. As you can see, there are wings, and all the features of that teenage robot caricature at that point. I actually have the original files from the Teenage Robot Sketchbook scan. This is where the details from the backgrounds come from, and the character designs, how the storyboards go. Here's this little bird that, starts off nice and then zap and comes to dust. And there are the boys on bleachers, there are sets of bookmobiles and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is where I got my stuff from. And, yeah, I also studied the Jenny design. Vice Principal Waziski. As you all know, I have very so unfortunate souls. No, wait, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. As you all know, I have very concerns about XJ9. If she ever gets expelled, I will remove. Yeah, so that's probably my imitation of Vice President Brzezinski. Of course, they're cross cousins. I probably give credit to Mail Animations for designing that. Navian, are you like? Oh, snap! Where's everyone at?
How many people do we even have? Like, in the crew?
Boy, where's everyone else?
Like I said, how many people is actually in the crew?
That's how many people? Seriously, that's how many people? And this is the cluster drone from the season 1 episode. Sorry, my dad was in the thing. So, yeah. Check it. Oh, oops. Do not want to spoil that yet. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is kind of awkward. Oh, Mel Animations. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, we got some technical difficulties.
Blue Yeti. Am I in now? Am I here?
Yep, we can.
Yes. Here we go. So I'm so sorry about that. I thought I thought I was talking the entire time. All right.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you got
done.
technical difficulties.
All right. That should be over with. All right. Whew. First order of business. We should be talking about Activation Day. I want to get a general idea from everyone on how that first episode is going to turn out like. For instance, Jenny's construction. That's a big topic. When she's activated, there's a difference between the two. When Wakeman builds her and when she's actually turned on to save the planet.
I was actually, sorry to interrupt you, but I was thinking we could do like a Frankenstein type thing where Jenny needs an abnormal amount of power to boot up initially. So Wakeman has to like steal something from that can emit that much power.
That's an idea. I did not think of that. We could be integrating where she steals something from Skyway Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. She used to be in Skyway Patrol.
Yeah.
She
uses Back to the Future. I'm thinking maybe Jenny needs like 6 gigawatts just to boot up. So she has to find something that can generate that much electricity.
Right. And then I was thinking, personally, I'm just another contributor. Don't view me as a higher guy right now. But I was thinking of an assembly line kind of thing during the actual construction, not power based, but kind of like a bunch of. Have you kind of here to better explain it? Have you seen the opening to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2005?
Yes.
Kind of like that. Only take out chocolate and put in robot.
Okay, but I got something else too. We got this.
Ooh.
This thing where.
Oh yes, yeah, I did read this. I did read this as well.
Yeah. They
Something
kept
in the
up Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. He's.
Okay, I wanted to address that too. We can use a Dexter cameo eventually, but I don't want to use it during her construction or related to her construction, just for the basis of point of that would kind of put the third-party cameo into a point where it's like the show needed to be so our show could be. Does that make sense? And that's not very good.
Oh, okay.
We can totally make it. We can totally make a Dexter cameo later on in the series or something like that. But we just got to make sure our cameos don't interfere with the plot. You know what I mean? Because then that would mean, you know, how did that if they do, that means that character actually exists in that universe, and like, how do they get there? And that just opens a world of questions that's really complicated and confusing than it needs to be. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
So, with that said, I want to get back to Jenny's construction, because this is a very key point on how everyone has a different idea on how she was constructed. So I want to get as many ideas as possible, so when we put ours together, it's a big combination of everyone else's, so it syncs well with everyone else. So again, I was thinking, again, just me, not not higher authority or anything, just me. My think of how we open the scene is that it's called My Life as a Teenage Robot, correct? So let's start immediately when Jenny is constructed. The opening scene, the opening credits, much like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, is this giant assembly line of construction where parts and weapons or anything are being built together. We have no idea what for. Well, yeah, we know, but the audience doesn't know what for. But it eventually, part after part, eventually all comes together to form the hull, the entire thing of Jenny the robot.
Okay.
And then, I like that idea of the power source. I like that idea of the power source. We know that we know that Wakeman, it used to be a former Skyway Patrol member, but was kicked out after. At least I'm guessing was kicked out after the whole Armageddroid incident.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't you say? I mean, if you're a military guy, the scientist created this giant robot that went berserk. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to get her out of there, you know?
Well, I was thinking about a new character called the former general about to retire in 5 years' time, and he talks to Nora at her home while drinking tea. That while she is going to be fighting, she can't make any more androids that can protect Earth because of the Armageddroid incident. So.
No. We got something.
And, I would like to use the original pilot Jenny designed prototype just to make it more comfortable.
Hold on. I think we got something from. Know how to. Oh, okay. Whew, okay. I think Mila Animations. She might. Mila here might be in a different window. Cause she's not she's not, or he or she, I don't know the gender specifically, is not coming up on the bottom here, and the messages that I'm getting on my phone aren't coming up on the chat window.
That's weird.
So, that's weird. Let's see if I want to see if maybe it's in the event itself that this is commencing. I think I'll see. I'll send her another evite. See if that'll fix it. Cause let's see if that fixes it. Okay. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay. Anyway. Okay, where was I? Yes, the discussing with the general thing. Okay. Oh, did we lose Nico? Suddenly?
I think.
Can this only handle like 4?
No. I've seen people do it with a lot of people. Murphy's Law, man. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah. Mike, I'm seeing you're in the chat. Are you still okay over there?
I believe so.
Let's see here. What happened? It's like we're dropping people now. Let's see if I'll reinvite I'll reinvite Nikki and Mila. Let's see if someone else dropped.
I had an idea. I know I'm only a script writer, but I had an idea.
Oh, no.
Productivity.
I'll get to that idea quick, but I'll just like to say that our positions are only positions that you're comfortable with. Like, I should explain, once you're in the production crew, you're in the production crew. You can do any position you want. It's just that opening title is what, hey, I can do stuff, but this is what I signed up for.
All right.
That kind of deal. So.
But yeah, I had an idea to make productivity a lot easier. We should utilize Google Docs, like have a section for everyone to put their own stuff in. That way, when we need to do meetings like this, everything that we need to talk about is right there, so where everyone can access it.
Okay, that's an idea, and I'll look into that after the meeting has concluded and everything, and I'll prepare for the next one, and see if I can set up a group account kind of thing.
Yeah. Because then all scripts could be put in there, all topics could be put in there. Everything would be accessible to all of us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm gonna periodically send table or invites to the guys that we just dropped while we're discussing. It's really weird that happened. But in the meantime, I'm bad. I've been sending them to the group, and I should be sending them to... I've been sending them to the Nick Simmer, Mila Animations invite. There we go. Okay, that should solve it. All right, back to activation day. So
I thought we were doing a
there's
continuation.
Nicky. He's back.
Alright, guys, my mom is here trying to talk with me a little. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
It's just
There we go. We're back online. Mila, I noticed you had I noticed you had the chats that were coming up on my phone here, and they weren't coming up in the window, so I was.
And I had to stop recording because Mom was on Odd City because Mom was getting ready to speak to me, and I had to show her the teaser trailer again, so that way she
okay.
can understand.
Okay, that's all right. All right, so. Oh. Okay. All right. So now everyone who is listening but not speaking.
Well,
Why isn't it going through my phone but not the computer?
There should be a chat menu on the Google Plus page. There should on the menu here at the very top left. That should be the chat thing, and that's the group chat that I hope is up and running.
Yeah, I have the chat up, but it's coming through my phone, but not my computer.
That is so weird. Alrighty. Alright. Let's see.
So, what else are we going to do?
we're going to be discussing activation day for the majority of the meeting because I really want to get that down and get a good idea of how it's going to play out before I finalize the overview onto the actual forum page. Because I'm also working on some overviews on the side here. But activation day is a big episode. I want to get it locked and ready on at least a general idea of how we're going to play it out. So, I like the idea of the power source. We can have it so when Wakeman did leave Skyway Patrol all those years back and retired and was, I would probably say she was prohibited up. Alright, is she coming in okay now? You can... Okay, I think she's redoing it over and over again to check check it. But in the meantime, first go on gift difficulties. But in the meantime, I would take it that Wakeman would be, I would guess, and get a court order at least to halt all productions of defense androids after that big Armageddroid incident that almost, screwed the world by taking everyone's weapons away from them in the defenses. Got another message.
Yeah, this is weird. It's coming through on my Google Plus phone, but it's not coming through on my computer. It's weird.
Okay, sorry about that, guys, but the Cricket broadband messed me up again, so I had to turn on the Wi-Fi so that way the connection stays. And where's Mel at?
I'm trying to get a hold of her. We're doing.
Mela says, "How did you get your video to work?"
Yeah, I'm texting her now. I don't know. I keep saying her because of the Mila, but I don't know. All right. Let's see here. Maybe I can. That was me. Yeti? No, that's not gonna... people? No, that's not gonna... I do not know what's going on with Mila Animations.
Yeah, we need...
I really wish I could do more. I really wish I could help her more. Or him. But, I guess in the meantime, Wakeman, I do have a very high belief that after all that huge incident that she would get a court order to stop making androids for the protection of the world's defenses. That would make the most sense, wouldn't it? Like, as a punishment? Because that kind of thing wouldn't go unnoticed, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, I was thinking, again with that power source, I really like that idea.
Funny thing is, I thought of that right on the fly.
That's good. That's good. But
best ideas happen that way.
Yeah.
Guys,
so.
Sorry, guys. It's Cricket broadband again.
We understand. Just pop in whenever you're good and ready to start and stuff like that. So so we could have it. So when Wakeman is building Jenny during the whole construction, it could be where not only is she breaking her parole where she's building a new defense android, she also stole from Skyway Patrol. That'll get them to the house because that'll be a tractor beam on it, right? They'll be able to pinpoint where that power source is. Find Wakeman. Because when you steal from a military thing, that ain't gonna be... They're gonna find you somehow with futuristic 2070.
What?
2070.
What? Jenny Wakeman's
Like,
North skills from Skyway Patrol? I mean, come on. What the
because
heck?
because Wakeman's a scientist who is a scientist. We saw from the I forgot the episode title specifically, but when she met Jenny met her close relatives, how they Wakeman, no matter what, always was turning back to science. No family, science. So there's no way a court order is going to stop her from making her androids and her inventions, because science. So, first of all, a parole would be a system where she's already being monitored, and then if they discovered that she had also stolen from Skyway Patrol, that'd be the reason to break down the door and arrest her alone. But when they do break down the door to arrest her, they find the secret laboratory with all those inventions. And that's enough to bring her in. Jenny's not activated at the moment because this is the point where she's just constructed. Our opening scene had just, her construction's done, but she's not on. And that would be enough to bring Wakeman in along with some of the inventions, including Jenny, for a plot device. And maybe to, say, a court, maybe? Maybe we cut to court, a hearing, where they're discussing the violation of the parole and stuff like that. Kind of a trial. Would that be an interesting plot device, or?
Yeah, except the only problem with the trial is if you think about it, if she was caught building another android, she would most likely be thrown in prison. The android would be confiscated from her and put into the patrol or the Skyway Patrol's protection.
Right.
So, if we're going to be trying to continue the show, then we'd have to make the android, know who its creator is and maybe bust her out, or
right
something along those lines, or just not have her get arrested for some reason.
Remember, I kind of want to separate the construction and the activation of XJ9, because that'd be director talk here. That'd be a really cool scene if we can build up her first appearance, and we can always have her in silhouette fashion the entire time when she's constructed. But when she's activated is when she finally steps into the light. Jenny's back, yeah, that kind of thing.
It's like you.
So.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, exactly.
Moment from
And
the CSI thing from CBS.
Right. And then, although this is more talk for the voices on Jenny, this is going to be kind of difficult, but at least for Activation Day, I really, because the fact that we're getting entirely different voices and that Jenny is our main character, we should really try and reduce her dialogue until the ending of Activation Day. Not only would this be another build-up kind of thing where it's like, all right, now it's the Jenny we all know and love talking, but it would also give the audience some time to settle on silence, if you will, with Jenny, because we all know her Janice Kawaye, her voice as the original Jenny. When we find a new Jenny actor, I'm gonna make sure that's similar. That's one of the characters where I'm very fine on. We gotta find a similar voice actor, and my lighting's kind of. We gotta find a similar voice actor, but we also gotta make sure that the audience has some time to breathe, to take a break from Janice before we accept the new. You know what I mean? So it's not, because it's kind of like one of those things. If it's gonna be this way, if you're gonna play the original actor together and then play the new one right beside each other, right there,
it could be jarring.
It'll be pretty clear. But
yeah.
Like when Sally,
we don't have a voice actor yet for Jenny.
We don't, and that is a problem. And I do have a backup. My sister actually does have a very close voice to Jenny. She is my backup, but she doesn't really want to do it. She really doesn't want to do it. So she's just my backup at the moment.
That's another thing to keep in mind. If we do find a person to voice Jenny, we have to make sure that there's someone who wants to stick to the project and not just
Yes.
fall
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Hmm.
But again, voices are all after the script is done and we're set to go.
Yeah.
Not on the basis of, which one's better, but like, gotta have a good story before you have a good animation or sound, right?
Yeah. What we could do is, if we found someone who was really good with audio editing, is instead of getting the voices, we could get snippets of the actual voices from the show. And if they're a good audio editor, they could do it so that way it sounds like someone's just saying all the lines. But it would be a lot more work, and we'd need to find someone really good.
Right, but I did think of that a couple times, but I did finally settle on not doing that, just on a basis of I know we can sneak our way in and get the originals in. I kind of don't want to copy other than sound effects and stuff like that are you can't go without Jenny's that kind of sound, because that's there's no other sound like it.
Yeah.
I did find them. I did find the original sound effect files that they used.
That's
But as pertains to voices, I don't know. It kind of feels like copping out when you just copy and paste audio, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if we re-record a dialogue, like Jenny's crikey or oh jobs. If we re-recorded, that's one thing. And I think someone's going on chat. Oh, this is so weird with the phone
For some
thing.
reason, the chat isn't showing up at all on the computer. Even my chat won't even show up now.
This is so weird. I'm gonna I'm gonna invite Mila one more time and see if I can get her in here, because he or she looks like he or she wants to be here really badly, and anyway. So on the basis of voicing, I don't want to copy and paste just because it would just feel like it kind of a cop-out kind of thing.
I mean, I get you. It was just an idea we have in case we can't find actually anyone.
Yes. If we can't find anyone and my sister puts her foot down and she says no, I probably will try to figure out a way to do that. But it's like bottom of the list.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do that because it just feels like a cop-out kind of copy-paste. I mean, if anything, the option would be before that would be to find an actor that is so-so, like the original voice. I would probably do that before I click on the copy-paste, splice, because even then, that's very limited to what we can do, even then with plots. If I want her to say a new villain voice, I'm screwed, right?
Yep.
But anyway, back on the basis of Activation Day. So I like the idea of we got so far with the opening. So on basis of construction, on her actual construction, do we want an assembly line kind of thing where there's a bunch of machines making weapons and maybe her arm hull or her the shape of her head, and then eventually putting it all together with Wakeman operating those machines at some points, as in like tune up, or she maybe stops the entire assembly line to make tweaks on the designs that they're working on, and then she starts it up again. They keep going. Yeah, I got more phone. I will be looking up some issues after this with Google Hangouts. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do some research and when doing the meeting overview for the forums. But
by the way, it said this is a Hangout on air. Is that like we're broadcasting to YouTube?
Privately, yes. I want to archive our meetings because that's a good point. That's like you can look back and say, "Oh, that's right," and then keep going.
I get you.
But we should be broadcasting privately. I'll do a quick, because I only set this up for private eyes, but just in case, I will check quickly. Give me 1 minute. My channel, and it is unlisted. So, yes,
Okay.
there will be no views unless we say so. So, in the meantime, on the basis of the construction, how should we perform it? Should it be an assembly line kind of thing where Wakeman's intervening? Should it be mostly human hands, Wakeman building it, or?
Yeah, I think we should do mostly Wakeman, because if we think about it, if her lab is really small because it's going to be in her house, so obviously she probably wouldn't be able to set up big assembly lines and all that stuff.
Right.
So maybe we should just have her building it and maybe one robot arm just helping out. You know what I mean?
Or, ooh, yeah, like kind of a thing where the voices, or, voices, there you
I got it working.
Hey,
There she
hey,
is.
glad you finally figured it out, Mila.
Yep.
All right, hold that thought, Dylan. I'm gonna quick redo of what we've been discussing. We've been discussing Activation Day and Jenny's construction, Wakeman and Skyway Patrol, how they are involved, and how Wakeman was kicked out of Skyway Patrol because of her past Armageddroid incident, and her possible banning of creating androids altogether, which would probably be why Skyway Patrol is so iffy about Jenny in the first place during the first season, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, here's Wakeman. She already created this Armageddroid guy. He went insane. So we got your eye. That kind of thing.
Of course, yes.
So anyway, what we were discussing now is Jenny's initial construction, because I really would like to open with the construction of XJ9 due to the fact it would blend so nicely with the title, My Life as a Teenage Robot. Because when you go with a title like that, you would think there wouldn't be any prequel further than the actual here she is kind of date, you know?
Mhm.
So I was thinking of that opening where the construction, with construction, back to Dylan's subject here, we were talking either assembly line, where it's mostly machines and with Wakeman interfering, or maybe mostly Wakeman hands building it. And as you were saying with the machines dropping off stuff for Wakeman to do, I was going to say, we can do that where the machines, the majority of machines, are not very mass, maybe 3 or 4, couple of arms, and maybe kind of the Darth Vader kind of droids that have everything for you. Right? You know, screwdriver, slicing thing, this thing, that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right there next to her to hand out parts.
Mhm.
Would that make sense? Like, we have an arm that would grab a giant, like, say, this would be a process. We have an arm that grabs a giant sheet of scrap metal, burns it in a melting thing, and maybe dumps it out, and presses a fresh hull out of that, like an armor, and then one arm brings it right to Wakeman, and, you know, we see Wakeman, maybe not in full yet for more dramatic build-up, take it, and, you know, like, we just see some hands screwing it with, like, screwing it into place, and just all these arms and stuff, building parts for the robot while Wakeman puts it all together. That kind of thing.
Is this when she's building XJ9?
Yes, when she's building XJ9.
Okay.
And that would be the opening, and where Skyway would intervene and say, you know, knock knock, hey, what are you doing? Would be probably for even more drama. This is essential of film. Would probably be maybe when you know, like when, you know, she's reaching for the activation button, and door flicks opens right there, and it disrupts the whole thing. He's like, and then cover goes over Jenny's like, whoa, what are you doing here? I'm not doing anything. What? This is it's cooking. I'm cooking. That's what. So, and that would set up the entire episode where, you know, Skyway intervenes with Wakeman, and, you know, we go through the whole process. Is this thing gonna be safe? Are you sure? Cluster comes in. Jenny's activated. Oh, okay. But we got your eyes on you. That kind of thing. And then we would lead into present after that all plays out. That is my general consensus of Activation Day. So are there, like, you guys got your own ideas to intervene with this? We got another message on the phone.
Has it ever been explained why she's a teenage robot in the first place?
No, it has not, and I always assumed that it was a mistake, like just kind of the Sentinel-9 programming. Oh, Nick Simmer here says that he's sorry, but he's having connection problems, so he's gonna leave now. He's been having too many problems.
All right, he can just watch it on YouTube after.
Yeah, there's gonna be that's another thing. These meetings, I'm gonna post these videos unlisted on YouTube so we can hook them up to the forums discreetly, and below the video would be the summary of. So if you just need to read it quick.
Okay.
So Nick here left because he's having too many problems. Okay. So anyway, no, the teenage setting has never really been explained why Wakeman decided to go with a teenager. I always assumed that it was a mishap. It wasn't intentional that she would be teenager, but just her, you know, robot AI glitching out quickly and deciding teenage setting kind of thing, where it's it doesn't, kind of a blend of not following orders directly, otherwise you get HAL 9000, and another blend of
HAL 9000.
Another blend of just, you know, basic programming. So kind of disobeying orders and basic programming kind of blended together, and you kind of get a teenager mind, and then you got the basic setting, the third setting of a robot, the future setting of it learning as it goes.
Hang on. This is just like a thing I think would be funny. I think in the background of some of the building process, we should have like HAL 9000 broken, like with a crack in it, just laying on the floor somewhere.
Yes, but behind the background and everything, I'm totally gonna be setting up
That'd be
like
awesome.
the flying in, like as a cinematography standpoint, I was thinking of opening the scene, opening the scene, credits wise, you know, so and so presents, and we're flying towards that Wakeman door, the Wakeman door. We fly through the window, and then we see all the broken parts and robots from episode 1. It came from next door. All, you know, it could be a broken HAL 9000 or maybe a dismantled C-3PO out in the corner, but it's just built for dramatic suspense. Like, ew, what the heck is, kind of like Tuck when he first went. Like, what the heck's going on here? Mm-hmm. Then we see the cracked open door, and then we jump down into the big construction of XJ9, and that would start our activation day. But yeah, we can totally throw in some discrete robots in there that.
Just some Easter eggs, see if people notice.
Yep, Easter eggs are always fun to place. But so, although with the teenage setting, that's another thing we gotta nail. Wakeman constantly calls Jenny XJ9, correct?
Yeah.
That tells us that Jenny was not supposed to be named Jenny. She chose that name herself. She said it herself.
Yep.
So we gotta figure out what point or what event or what instance made her choose Jenny out of all names in the world, all female names in the world? What made her choose Jennifer, out of that entire list? It's gotta be.
We could have it like explain something like she went through the world's internet and saw that Jenny was the most common name, or well, Jennifer was the most common name of girls that at that time, and then abbreviation Jennifer. We could do something like that, or we could just do she just randomly picked the word
That makes
Jennifer.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Or right. And another idea we could do, where you guys remember Rango? That was a very, very fun movie. How he got the set of name. We wouldn't copy it word for word like that, but he has a thing of Durango on the thing, and he covers the D, and it's just Rango, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna go with that. That kind of discovery kind of instance where she comes across it, and it's like, huh, I like that.
So maybe someone she meets?
We could do that too, like she saves a little girl with a little girl who just so happens to have the same name or something like that, something significant too.
Yeah.
It's a really tough topic.
It is.
It isn't easy being green.
Yeah. Let's see. And that's another point, though. That's another instance where I think here is our new voice actor kind of thing instance should be at the very end where she's kicking Skullus off the planet or down, go away, bye-bye, to, leave room for Smitus, Destroyer of Worlds, as General, where that's when she says, where, Skullus is throwing a bunch of insults at her, punching her, getting, beating her up until, you're a puny human robot, you have no purpose, you're scum, just like the rest of them, and then she, what are you going to do, XJ9, what are you going to, and then she catches his punch, and that'd be a badass moment where she just looks up and just, named Jenny, and then, bam, kicks the snot out of him, and there he goes, bye-bye.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And that would be our big reveal of our voice actor, finally, after an episode of silence. And I got a Ghidorah text message. After an episode of silence, we finally hear Jenny for the first time talking, and it's doing... Whoa. Am I seeing double?
I'm seeing triple.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
I'm only seeing two, but...
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, no.
That was
I'm
creepy.
still seeing two of them.
I'm seeing one now. I gotta figure out this Google Hangouts thing. This is really weird, but it's working. I guess it's
Yeah.
working.
Working so far.
As long as you can get on it.
Has kinks, right?
This has got some kinks.
Broadband connection is really screwing me over again.
That's okay. We all got our. I had my mic problem for a little bit too. We all got problems with our equipment. We gotta figure out.
It wouldn't be a true first meeting if we didn't have problems.
Yes.
Right. Correct. All right. So So we've been talking a lot about Jenny and her first reboot. We can leave the name thing up in the air for a little bit. We can all have a good thought of how she comes across it. Maybe it's a genetic flower from the future. Maybe, I don't know.
Or probably name it after the invention from the Industrial Revolution, the spinning Jenny.
That's an idea. Name it after an already preset of invention. But I'll leave that one up in the air so we can think about it for a while, for a couple days. Maybe if any of us think of it, I got a topic on the thing in the forums. But in the meantime, also in dire need of a voice, but we'll figure it out. Vexus, her first reveal, because this is the point where she's gonna meet Jenny and Wakeman, but she's not gonna fight Jenny. She's only going to fight Wakeman, and she's going to be beaten by Wakeman, and that'll set up their rivalry from Cluster Prime, where it's like, I haven't seen you in that outfit in ages, and, Spring Chicken, yada, yada, yada. But, so we should think, how are we going to introduce the Cluster for the first time to all the citizens of Tremerton? Because one of the things is we can't have a big invasion force like in Cluster Prime, because that would be kind of like, I don't know. It would be, because when you're watching it in order, then you would feel repetitive, where it's like, didn't we just see this giant invasion force come in and take over everyone?
Yeah, I have a question. I thought we were doing a continuation of the show instead of...
We are. We are. This is our opening episode. Our opening episode is a prequel, but after the prequel, you would say season 1, 2, 3, and then episode 2 of our series, continuation for the rest of the time. Period.
Okay. So basically, we have to sum up all of season 1 through 3 in one episode.
No. Think of it this way. Activation Day isn't episode 1 of season 4. It's episode 0 of season 0.
Basically.
That kind of thing. Where it's the episode before it came from next door. And that's it. It's right there behind it. And then the rest of our series jumps to the present after Turncoats from season 3.
Alright.
That kind of thing.
I'm on the same page as you now.
Good.
I want to continue it, but I just thought, what better way to reintroduce the whole cast of the people who are returning to the show would be to literally reintroduce everyone. You know what I mean? As their starting point, where the whole thing started. So,
About Vexus coming, like, finding the Earth in the first place. We could have it so maybe she heard about Wakeman making all these different androids, and so she comes to check that out.
That could be interesting because
Something like that.
they're androids, and for some reason or another, she wants them. So.
ooh, got it! Haha, that opening thing with the Skyway busting in and breaking up her laboratory. We could have one where one invention is this weird rocket thing that sends a probe, accidentally gets activated by accident, and shoots a probe into space, and then we could have that ominous little shadow thing kind of drift closer and closer and looking at the probe drifting by, and that could be our cluster ship. What the heck is that thing?
That's an interesting idea.
If it hadn't been for Skyway, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. You sons of... you know?
Okay, that's better than my Dexter cameo.
And the thing with that is, it's actually realistic because we do send probes. We send way too many probes in space. One of these days, we're going to attract the wrong attention. So yeah, that'd be a good storyline.
Right. And it could be with Wakeman and her, making everything sentient for some reason. With her, she loves doing. It could be one where it doesn't have a very advanced mind like Jenny, but it's enough to grab the attention of. Is that like the cluster where they're robot supremacists? It's like, is that a robot? What the heck? Where's that coming from? What the heck's that planet? And then, we had someone. Mike got muted.
Uh-oh.
You okay there, Mike? I'll check
Hopefully.
have the chat open. But in the meantime, while he's figuring that out, hopefully he'll
My
come back.
broadband is messing up again, so yeah, there's going to be some interruptions from my connection because of my time.
Okay. But all right, I like this though. We're making progress. We're really making progress. I like this. But despite all technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So, with the probe thing. So then Cluster Eye grabs the attention of this probe. I like that. And then they follow it back to Earth. And remember, with magic of cinema, Rainbow, we want to build a reveal for Vexus as well as with all the other characters. So, okay, just a train going by. Okay. Just saw that. That's okay.
My town is just whenever I hear it's just just fall away from the apartment.
Okay, so it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, now it's good.
All right.
Uh-oh. Mike, you're. Oh,
We're all good?
okay. Never mind. I thought you were muting it again.
No, it's like, all right, we're all right. So I'm glad to see you back, Mike.
All right.
All right, so as I was saying, so the clusters come in. Okay, one thing we do need to build up with Vexus, I really, really love, and I wish they would have kept this more in the series as the series went on. I really love Vexus's little locust hiss or the cicada hiss whenever she makes an appearance. I really love that sound effect whenever because that's kind of her key. Whenever I hear that locust sound effect, then I always think, oh, Vexus is here. Oh, you know, maybe not watching something with Teenage Robot, but so I was thinking we can try and do something where she's maybe obscured by shadows, silhouette fashion, maybe kind of with the constant little clicking of a cicada as she's walking around talking to someone in the shadows, and then when she finally, you know, grabs someone and lets the face come into light, that's when the cicada hiss really heightens up and the music starts to really start playing a da 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 da, that kind of thing. And you know, here I am.
Yeah, and if the unhappy orchestra was here with us,
I've been trying to contact. He's been having difficulties with connecting in general. He's not connecting to the site very well. From what I've read, I've been trying to contact him via email. I haven't heard anything back from him yet. Hope he's doing okay, but we have yet to hear him back from him. But yeah, it's very unfortunate that he's going through this right now. But
okay.
He hasn't given me any backing out emails yet, so nothing to worry about at the moment, just connection problems. But in the meantime, with Vexus, we got to give her... Why she's here to investigate what's going on with the robots, but that's her incentive to come here. What makes her stay here? Like, there's going to be a battle. Why does she want to engage in this battle with a planet she just came across? Like,
well, was she interested in enslaving the humans when she came?
Yeah, she could, well, let's see here. We can,
I mean, why would Vexus enslave?
Robots already exist in this world, correct? Like they are, you know, they're doing the, you know, we love to sing the fun time song, sing it, that kind of thing.
Yep.
We can have a whole episode how she just gets mad at that.
Yeah, whole episode we could, but we gotta.
Make it mama, make it mama.
Right.
I don't know what to know.
So we. And my light is starting to fade. But we could have it where she notices the probe, she comes to Earth, and then she discards the probe, kind of like, oh, this isn't much. It's just a little thing. Oh, what the heck are they doing with all the robots down there? Oh, you know, they need to pay. That kind of thing. Maybe.
That could work.
Or like maybe more in the Vexus motif. Maybe in the more Vexus motif, like how dare the inferior flesh wearers build the creations and then not worship them. That kind of thing.
So something like she sees the robots as being enslaved to the humans, so now she wants to enslave the humans?
Correct. That kind of thing.
I thought it,
and that could set up a that could also set up a reverse psychology. What I like to do, what you remember the Batman animated series? You love to hate. It was one of those things where you love to hate the villains because you understood where they were coming from and you would understood why they're doing all this. You know, like Two-Face. He had a huge tragic backstory, like he's got a split personality. So that's why he's not doing this because he's bad. It's because he's got a messed up mind. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about Spirited Away? Because that's like No Face. You know that.
No. Batman animated series. Two-Face.
Oh, right. I thought it was the Miyazaki film.
So we could have it where Vexus, instead of being the evil, general evil, I'm evil, get ready, I'm evil, that kind of thing, we could have it where it's like, I'm really ticked off on how you're treating all these people. I'm gonna come in and teach you a lesson, that kind of thing. And obviously, we can understand where she's coming from, but we're humans too, so that kind of thing.
Okay, like humans build robots, and then robots turn against them, just like the Matrix almost,
Right, or classic Hal.
or Terminator. Hasta la vista, baby.
But
Hasta
Oh.
la vista, baby.
correct.
That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
We gotten any chats? Nope, no chats. But so and then Skolas, of course, is like how I've thought of him so far. Again, Skolas isn't meant to be a big villain. He's just meant to be there so we can kick him out via Jenny, so she can actually beat someone this time around, this episode, and just give room for Smitus here to take up the position. Ugly Buggy Smitus.
Smitus will take over for Scarlet.
But so of course Vexus here is going to be interested in taking control of this of Earth because of the misdeeds of humans treating their androids here. They'll pick them up and transport them to Cluster Prime so they can live in happiness under her rule.
Okay.
Because we all saw Cluster Prime and how that kind of thing was. So but then Skolas here is just gonna be like, why do we even bother? These things are flesh bags. It'd be much more logical to just move on our way and do whatever we were doing then. And then Vexus is like, I'm queen, you're not. Get down there. And then that would set up our small. We gotta keep it small. We gotta remember that. We gotta keep. Maybe only have the Cluster Prime invasion was like a mass organisms of military ships. Maybe keep this one to maybe one head ship and maybe 2 infantries for an invasion. And then even with the invasion, they're not taking over the world. They're maybe just taking up over this small building. Maybe a world trade, for lack of a better word, a world trade center kind of thing, where we have people from all over the world who meet and do trade business, and that's where they would lock on and start taking over there. Of course, they're not going to get very far with Jenny being activated and Wakeman and Skyway Patrol getting up in the ship and kicking them out. And that could be our plot point for the episode.
Cool.
So that's a good general basis to think of. And then one final thing with Activation Day before we switch to the next subject for the last 30 minutes here.
Yeah, because of the time.
Right. But we will be continuing conversations on Activation Day back in the forums later on this weekend as well as that. But one last info on the Activation Day. During this whole thing with cluster invasion, we need to also put a point where Wakeman, because it's easy to write an action scene. It's really easy. If you just you just need to think of, all right, I want this to happen. Here's where I am now. Let's just film laser bolts, swings, punches, done.
Yeah.
But what's harder is what comes.
Cluster Prime. Unless it was shown that I helped out from Escape from Cluster Prime, because he misses Vexus and hits Mrs. Wingman instead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's funny, but what?
Like,
I mean, for the voice of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like Eartha Kitt. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know Eartha Kitt, and I'm just not following where this was. Like, what do you mean by this? specifically?
I'm thinking like, Vexus and Yzma are voiced by the same actress who did the exact same thing, but did different things at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what I was wanting to say. It's just. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna get back to where I was going. No, not meaning any harm. But if you think about what you're gonna say, just just start saying it, and I'll stop and let you talk. But in the meantime, with the battle, it's easy to write the battle. What's harder to write about a battle is what leads up to the war cry, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, where are we going to get to the point where, what happens in between the point where Wakeman is being looked at like, you should not have been making these androids and all these dangerous weapons and everything. You were on parole and you stole from Skyway Patrol, our power generator over there. What the heck? To, alright, I guess you can...
We could do something where, like, she steals it, but, like, she says she only borrows it because she ends up returning it. Like, she breaks back in and returns it because she only needed it for the initial boot up.
Mm-hmm.
We could do something like that.
That we can have her return it, but it's still the kind of the thing where they're still mad at her from doing it in the first place. Like, it's like if you go rob a bank, it's like, yeah, you rob the bank, they're mad at you for robbing the bank. If you return the money, they're still going to be mad at you for robbing the bank in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta mend the bond where they're pissed off at her for doing all this in the first place to, okay, I guess you can help us out with fighting Vexus on the ship, where Wakeman would beat Vexus and cause Vexus to get out of there after she sees Skullus dead. Or gone, or drowning, or...
Well, Jenny fights Skullus.
Yeah, like Vexus would like say a computer monitor. She sees Skullus lose, and she's like, "All right, we got to get out of here. We just lost a general. Gonna regroup." Then, kind of like thinking to herself, or after she's inducting Smitus, "Smitus, you're the head guy now, or head general. Congratulations." And that's kind of the thing where it's like, okay, but she's flying away. She's thinking, like, we'll be watching Jenny now, or we'll be watching XJ9 now, and that's the setup of her constantly trying to get Jenny into the Cluster Armada, that kind of thing. But again, we got to find a point of where Skyway kind of lets the past go for just a tad bit to let Wakeman get in uniform and go after Vexus along with everyone else.
That could be a bit tricky.
As well as at the same time activate Jenny without any dialogue in between the two to save that awesome line, "The name's Jenny," with the new voice actor right there.
Yeah, I actually found some old archived things from the cutting room floor from Nicktoons, They Attack the Toy Bots. Where
oh yeah, I read that and I listened to the voices and I was pissed that they cut those. Personally. But
yeah, along with some other people from the cuttingroomfloor.com, I found them, and hopefully that will help the voice actresses who are auditioning for Jenny to.
Right. For basic reference.
Yeah.
What am I missing here?
The cutting... Okay, so I'll sum it up for you. The game called Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots included Jenny as a playable character, and they obviously hired Janice Kawaye to do some voice acting for the game, but they cut a good portion of her lines!
Oh. Huh.
Like, Master Builder Range, prepare to require!
Yeah. And they have and I went to that cutting room floor website, and they have all these other characters that like Danny Phantom, they cut some of his lines that they hired him to do, and it's, Nicktoons, why? But
I know. I mean, like
Everything
Nickelodeon's
can be
danger.
blamed on
Like,
Nicktoons.
oh, yes,
But
dude. We can't understand what we're trying to do with all these things. Like, Miss Zog is trying to cancel these good shows. And
Okay.
replace it with iCarly. Okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
My side cancel.
It's a mess. But anyway, with the Wakeman thing, I was thinking with Activation Day that of course they're going to be mad at, violation of parole. We got to have a parole hearing. So I was thinking of the parole hearing back on a couple subjects, 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago. With that parole hearing is where the lawyers are coming up, and during this parole meeting is where we're going to be cutting back and forth between to keep the audience interested, because courtrooms are kind of boring. But to keep the audience interested that's when we're cutting back and forth between the Skyway business over there with the oncoming cluster coming in, and that's when. And when I was thinking when the small invasion starts, and some maybe cluster drones find their way to the courtroom, that's when Wakeman would quickly get into uniform or find a way to get into uniform. And with a parole hearing, they have to bring evidence of the misdemeanor. And I was thinking one of those evidences would be the Jenny silhouette tube thing, confinement thing.
Right.
And then she the cluster chaos now, because there's these cluster mean aliens that we already had a war with the aliens back before that we've described in Armageddroid. There's more aliens that they're aggressive too. Everyone's going insane. And during this chaos, right? And then during this chaos, Wakeman dons the suit because we got to get her in that suit for Vexus. Because that's when Vexus recognized her, and she turns on or activates XJ9, and that's another build-up where maybe like smoke or something and then maybe cluster drones flying out of the smoke for destroyed. That kind of thing where they're sucked in. You hear like rattling, and their partners are looking around like, what the heck's going, X 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 going, X
Why? It's not over.
Oh my god, that was.
Why?
I thought my sound card was breaking.
Your voice was.
I thought my sister's computer was freaking out for a second there.
Hopefully he didn't got the blue screen of death.
Well, it's stopped now.
He muted his mic.
I don't know. I don't know. He's. Something happens. Something's wrong. Sorry. That's Nathan. Trying to fix.
Yeah,
So, okay.
I was getting that same thing too. It was weird.
Yeah, I get it. But I think we need to pick up the pace because it ends like almost 30. You know, it started at 8 and it needs to be done by 9:30.
Well,
so.
if you can't, you don't need to stay. You don't need to stay for the whole thing. If you have to leave earlier.
I
Am
know.
am I back?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. The little
Okay,
repeat is
I
gone.
I switched microphones. I'm not going to be as clear as before. I was using this, and what happened was I think is that this cut out, like the cord I guess got disconnected somehow, and I'm using my built-in mic now. And am I still video? Am I still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still on video.
All right. I'm not going to be as I'm
You-
not going to be as clear now because I'm going to be using a different microphone than the professional one. But anyway, where was I before I started looping?
Oh God.
I don't know. You're.
Cluster drones
I don't know.
and
Was that a
Jenny.
Blue Yeti microphone, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Your microphone, was it a Blue Yeti?
Yes, it is Blue Yeti.
I have a Blue Snowball on my desk.
It's good. They're very good. They're very good microphones because they are professional sounding and they're cheap.
I have a Blue Yeti myself.
Very good microphones.
Blue Mike's better.
But in the meantime, what I was saying with the cluster drones coming in from
Yeah.
the courtroom, that would cause the mass chaos. That would Wakeman would jump over the desks and get to the evidence and activate Jenny as a response.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe after that whole reveal thing,
Ah, stupid Mike.
a cluster drone finally says, screw this, I'm out of here, or something like that, grabs Wakeman for hostage, maybe, so Skyway doesn't even accept her at all. Wakeman's already in her suit, and brings her up to the ship.
What was that noise?
It's a dog, I think.
That's my dog. Sorry.
That's okay. I got three.
Okay,
I got three.
okay,
Um,
Miller, I understand that. Sorry.
but maybe where the drones bring her to Vexus to fight indiscriminately, where like they capture Wakeman, or they recognize maybe they recognize her as the creator of the original probe that brought him there, and my queen, we found the creator. That kind of thing, where they're on the. It's okay. The dog's fine. But
Yeah, I have a Latin lab called Bosco.
it's like we found the creator. Here she is. And then as Vexus is like overlooking the entire monitors everywhere, he's like about to launch something else, and that's when Wakeman intervenes and they start their fight. And Vexus' plans get foiled. Skolas is dead or out of commission, and Vexus sees that and says, all right, you know what, we're just going to fall back and regroup, thought-provoking, and then she presses a button maybe, beams Wakeman down to the planet or something like that, or maybe a broadcast was showing her the whole fight to the city to show that Wakeman, the redemption kind of thing for a Wakeman, so they're not pressing on her to throw her in jail for doing all this robot business. And then that would end the episode with Jenny and Wakeman finally coming together, where Wakeman realizes that you're a teenager, unexpected, and they have that like daughter mother moment, and this was a cool thing I was thinking we could do. We zoomed in from the window, right? We zoomed in from the window from the opening because as homage to the It Came From Next Door opening. So we zoomed in. Now I'm thinking we zoom out of the window as well as news reports kind of like float by the camera, because no one knows about Jenny yet, even though she saved the planet. They don't know that it was her. They think it was say Wakeman or something, because they see the big monitor of Vexus versus Wakeman while Skolas and Jenny are fighting somewhere else where no one sees them. So,
Right.
but this entire now these newscasters strange blue figure saves bus of kids, or there was this blue angel that saved me.
Blue Angel sounds
So,
good.
I have one question though.
Where
How
It
does
could be like
Vexus know
something
Wakeman
like
was?
people are saying the Blue Angel is saving us.
right, and then it's kind of like years are going by, kind of like there's 5 years since Jenny was created or turned and activated, so we got to cover that before we jump to the our seasons, and right at when all these years and news reports are going by of these mass invasions that were supposed to happen, all of a sudden stopped, and the mothership blew up, or they were saved for some blue streak across the sky, and then
Newsflash from Trumpton. We got
it's like all these newscasts that were floating by the camera as we're slowly panning out of that window again, and then as we get outside, we don't see any more newscasts anymore, but we hear a baseball crack, and we hear a ball cut, and we see the ball come into the window, cut to black, credits. That's our activation day.
I like that idea for the ending.
I like
Well, that was better than my idea, but is that kind of like, the ball crash, the...
No, it's the small little just think of the opening to It Came From Next Door, and just put it right at the ending of activation day, so you can watch them seamlessly together.
Yep.
That kind of thing, and that would end our activation day.
That'd be cool. That sounds good.
All right. So with 10 minutes.
I have one small question about one part of it.
All right.
So you know how they find Wakeman and they know that she's the one that built the probe? How do they know that?
We could have it. We could also have. We could have it. Well, with a show of science and all that. With potassium acetate and potassium nitrate. They love science. That is correct. Those chemicals are in a fire extinguisher. But we could have it so they find the organic residue, because it requires human hands to build it. They can find, maybe it's just an idea, or the organic residue of Wakeman on maybe a skin cell or a hair or something on the probe that they acquire. Mm-hmm. And it's like they see these cluster drones that are drones. They're not, because we see in Cluster Prime they're being built. They're not really being, created as a sense as elegantly as XJ9. They are industrial robot kind of guys that could, But so they could see this thing. They could scan the Wakeman. It's like, whoa, your DNA this organism matches. Bring it to Vexus, and that would be set up the ending there. Right. So that's just an idea. Again, so now that we're getting close to the ending here, we're gonna do a quick wrap up.
Do it because of my...
We're just gonna do a quick wrap up.
And problems I'm having, and Mom talking to me, it's, really difficult.
Mm-hmm. So just quick wrap up. We're gonna do here. We got activation day is gonna be right there. We're gonna have it on the forums. I'm gonna do a summary so we can talk about activation day later. We're gonna quickly go through the next couple topics. Next topic we were gonna talk about was overview assignments, but there's not which I was gonna hand out some assignments maybe to write some overviews or write some basis of the overviews, but I noticed there we only have one specified script writer. Yep.
Well, I can do the automatics if you want. I have 2 minutes storyboard. I could use those storyboards and actually digitalize and try to move to what the
storyboards. I will say storyboards. I know they went with they were a storyboard-based series where they wrote as they drew, kind of like right on top of each other.
Yeah.
I personally, I admit, I don't work like that. I gotta have text before I can draw, that kind of thing. I gotta have an idea of what I'm gonna draw before I can draw or write a storyboard or something like that. So that's why I play storyboards after script writing, because I admit I just don't work like that where I can draw.
I have a quick question. Where are we going to be putting all the episodes? On YouTube or on directly on the forums?
Yeah, right on the YouTube Teenage.
All right.
We're gonna put it right on the Teenage Rebooted YouTube page.
Awesome.
Right. Would there be any issue with, say, Nickelodeon seeing?
Well,
personally,
that was my first.
XG9 too,
If we play the fair use of card right, we can get away with
final
it.
track of the album.
Wait, I've thought of that. I thought of that was the first thing I came up with when I was coming up with the save a cartoon thing even before I chose Teenage Robot, where I had to think this is going to be taking someone else's series. But I looked more into it, and technically, at least in my thought, this isn't official, right? I'm regarding it as official for myself because it's like, hey, we're all doing it for fun, and we're trying to base this as close as possible to the original series. But it's not official. It's not official by Nickelodeon, correct?
If we play the fair use card right, we can get away with it because we're going to be making all these episodes ourselves. So therefore, we have the rights to do whatever we want.
Correct, but we're not going to go over the top. Like also what I'm doing by law, if it can't appear on Nickelodeon, it can't appear on our show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory was from Cartoon Network, so I couldn't use that.
I mean, like, not necessarily that. I mean, like censorship kind of thing.
Oh,
like we can't drop the F-bomb in the show.
Yeah, and I don't want to
like
because personally, when I see like Family Guy jokes and stuff like that heavily regard on the sexual and the potty humor, I view that personally as just cop-outs. Plain old cop-outs that you could write so much better jokes and replace them than doing your basic potty humor and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's much better ways to doing that. But anyway, so again, with Nickelodeon, this technically is regarded as a parody. Technically.
Yeah.
Because this isn't official by Nickelodeon. And
because all they had was this sexual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's bad. Really bad.
So anyway, as a final basic wrap-up for overviews, but that's a general basis on Nickelodeon. We're fine as long as we don't steal anything to... Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Sorry.
But as long as we don't steal anything directly from Nicktoons or Nickelodeon, we should be fine. And that means that's a basis of taking like Jennifer Carr's original track for, the theme song. I'm gonna have to find a female vocal. There's plenty at my school that I'm thinking about that sound like Jennifer Carr, and I think I just have to walk in. Hey, we're doing this. We have the instrumental. We don't have the lyrical. Would you like that kind of thing? But
I actually haven't even heard the instrumental. I'll have to go look at that.
The instrument. You want me to send it to you, or?
No, I can just get off the website, can't I?
I think so. I think it's on the forums.
So what you're hearing is Trumanton Lives On. This is a track I made for Project HG9. Sorry if I...
Let's jump to that, because I want that's one of the big topics I want to talk about. It kind of overglances overview assignments because, again, you're great, Dylan, but there's only one scriptwriter here. That's primary scriptwriter, and so I want to jump to promotional stuff. Throw in some ideas of how we can promote this. I'm going to eventually be promoting this at my school so we can get more people on board, because the people I've been talking with at school are interested in this, but they just don't have. I don't have time to sit down and explain to them where to go. I'm going to be making more posters and stuff like that, and I'm also going to be doing some animation shorts, where it's not much big stuff going on, or any voices, obviously. But
we should probably try to reach out to like social networks and stuff, like try to get as much advertising out on the web as possible.
Right. And so that's another thing to think about. Just promotional stuff. If you got an idea, we're about to hit 7:30 here, and I don't know if this is going to cut out or not. I said.
Right, you're in Eastern time, aren't you? Or you're in.
Well, yeah. I'm that's why I posted all the specific time zones. I'm a mountain time.
Yeah, it's 9:30 for me.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Right. All right. Good. It didn't cut out. So, as we're
Everybody's-
wrapping up, I know we didn't get to every single topic we have listed, but we got
Okay,
the
it's gonna
primary
come
one
up in
good
1,
and
2,
ready to go.
3, and
Well, I know we didn't get to all the topics we wanted to cover this meeting, but hey, first meeting, there's going to be bugs. But hey, we got that first one, Activation Day, pretty nailed. That we
Yep,
went from
we got it
we went from don't know how this is really going to turn out to we got the basic idea of how Activation Day is going to play out. Right? So I guess this meeting is concluded. Thank you all for participating in the first meeting. And this should be archived maybe by Sunday or maybe late Saturday.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
thumbs up, guys.
Alright.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Get back in Forbes.
See ya. And I'm gonna end this broadcast.
I just listened to the instrumental of the theme song. Sounds really good.
That's actually even gonna be upgraded eventually when I get the proper tools.
Yeah.
Again, no disregard to Unhappy Orchestra. He's a great guy. He's a great instrumental guy. But you gotta understand, I need to have backups just in case something doesn't work out. I've been gathering some professional, nice sounding instruments libraries where it's like you can type and play, that kind of thing. So, as backups, I got those as well, and now I'm going to be upgrading that theme song when those things come into play.
Okay.
So, all right.
I
So,
have kind of a random question that doesn't quite relate. So, how exactly are the storyboards being done? Because I could possibly help with that depending on what program is being used.
it doesn't really regard a program. You can do a sketch and just scan it in. It's just storyboards. While script is story, and storyboards help cinematography and how the shot is established, that kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter how it's done or what program you're on, or if you're just doing, draw it on paper, webcam, click it, that kind of thing. I'm gonna be on the ones that are necessary for it. I'm gonna be taking them in anyway and working my own storyboard program to make maybe a quick little reel, animated reel. So it doesn't really matter how you do it. It's just a matter of how HD it looks. So if I need to maybe establish maybe some movement or myself onto it to better explain the shot, I can see where your details are, that kind of thing.
Okay. What animation program is going to be used for this?
I am personally, we don't have any
Funding.
other 2D animators yet, just primary 2D animators yet. But personally, I use Toon Boom Animate Pro, which I got for Christmas last year. But what difference between Flash and this one? Flash crashes all the time and gets buggy the bigger the program gets or the bigger the file gets. Toon Boom, nope. It's pretty solid. It's crashed on me once, and I think I was going too fast for it. That's why it crashed. Like I was pressing too many buttons at once. I was going so fast with it. But,
So, Adobe Flash, no.
If you can manage it,
It's never crashed on me before, but
remember that teaser trailer?
yeah.
Adobe Flash, it couldn't even handle what I was trying to do with it. It couldn't handle the zoom out with the bomb, the opening shot. It couldn't handle it. So I just said,
That looked pretty good, by the way. I enjoyed seeing
You
that.
gotta remember, Adobe Flash is meant to make Flash
that is
HTML
true.
games.
They never meant for it to be an animation program. It's meant to make websites, actually.
Yeah, it's meant
Ironically-
for HTML based videos and games. So, I mean, there's a lot of good free programs out there, like Blender, or if you're
I
into
have that too.
Blender is a 3D program, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
and that's our 3D program if it ever comes into play, which will be rare. But I do have Blender as well, and that's a great program too. Free.
Yeah.
And
I personally am, and I'm not in the animation field. Never learned how.
But yeah, so I'm gonna end the broadcast here. And
Okay.
it's been great, guys. Great first meeting, even though there was technical bugs.
Mhm.
But see you guys on the forums, and I think this is a wrap.
Okay.
Uh,
See ya.
See ya.